XSEDE is a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people. Unfortunately, many times people interpret it as based on our history of supercomputing, but it's a much broader set of services and capabilities that we make available to the community. So I think of it more as a socio-technical ecosystem. And so we have this ecosystem of not just resources, physical resources, computers, networks, data stores, those sorts of things. But probably the more important piece of this is the human network of support staff and experts that provide support to scientific research activities. And that's really where the heart of it is.
We have now, in the 8 years that we've been in existence, 275 champions at 215 universities or organizations. They're not all universities. These 275 people are all makes, styles, types, sizes, everything. Some are faculty members, some are researchers themselves, some of them are IT staff members, some of them are students. We have student champions. Some of these people are more likely to be better at doing outreach and telling the story, whereas other people are more technically inclined and can actually do the hand-holding to get somebody on the machine or actually help them with their job that they're trying to complete.
There's a lot of great programs within XSEDE that you can find a good match for what you're looking for. There's the Campus Bridging program, the extended support groups, the Campus Champions mailing list can point you to those resources. Even the XSEDE Help Desk is a great resource if you have a question like, will this code run well on this system? Or just a quick email and you get informative, helpful answers. And when you don't have time to do all the research yourself, it's a lifesaver at a small. So I saw the value pretty quickly in my former position and my current one. So.
Many campuses today are wondering how to design their cyber infrastructure. Many campuses don't know what's needed to put a machine together, what kind of support staff is needed, and I think they're just flailing, trying to decide for themselves how to put this together. Word of mouth has completely grown our group to where it is today. People have heard the success stories, they've seen the value in the connection with the resources that are available. They've seen the connection in the people who can answer their questions and direct them to the right place. And so people are contacting me saying, I want to be a part of the group.
It's a great community, and I think you hear my story and you hear several other champion stories and how helpful it is. Our jobs would be so much harder if we weren't all working together to do it.
Michael was brought into XSEDE through a student campus champion. He showed up on his door and he said, you need to care about XSEDE, and here's why. And Michael was working on a paper, and he said, yeah, just leave the paper, I'll get to this later. And of course he didn't. It didn't seem important to him. Kenneth came back and said, no, I really think you need to care about XSEDE, and here's why. And his persistence was extraordinarily empowering. It brought him to this conference. It connected him with key people, and now he's going to have a national platform.
Basically, I'm trying to focus on high computing applications on macromolecules. In other words, we're trying to simulate models that represent enzymes or even just random structures and study different states. So what XSEDE actually does, it opens doors for people like myself or other students to not only study their ideas and their hypotheses, but also to give them the opportunity to work on supercomputing, to gain experience on resources that they probably will not even come close to having themselves.